So I have this sneaky friend. He came to me a little while back asking for my advice. He related a conversation that he'd had with his wife, the circumstances that led up to this particular issue, how he was feeling about it, what he was frustrated with. Then he asked me what I thought he should do. Well, giving advice is what I'm paid for. He came to the right guy. I explained clearly what is probably going on in the mind and heart of his wife, why she was probably feeling that way and why she had a right to those feelings and her perspective, and what he should do to own up to his responsibility for putting her in that position in the first place. I suggested a few quick things that he could do to potentially turn the entire situation around. I have to admit, it was brilliant advice. I kind of nailed it. He wanted to be sure that he had it all down, so he repeated my suggested action steps. He said, okay, so what you're telling me is to remedy the situation, one would have to do X, and then Y, and then Z. Is that right? I said, yep, that's it, simple as that. He said, yep, and when I call you in a week, I expect that you will have done all of that with your wife. Huh? I said. He said, yeah, a month ago you described a situation very similar between you and Georgia. When we talked 3 days ago, it seems that situation is still going on. I knew you wouldn't listen to me telling you what to do, but maybe you'd listen to yourself telling me what I should do. But really, this advice was always for you. Damn it! Check and mate. You see, we are great at giving advice. Most any problem your friends, family, coworkers, or Capitol Hill has, you have some great advice. If someone wants to lose weight, you know just what to tell them what to eat. If a friend is having trouble with one of their kids, you've read something recently that will be really helpful. If somebody wants to better motivate their employees, you've got some great suggestions. But what we suck at doing is taking our own advice. When it comes to finding solutions for a problem, we're also more likely to rationalize our problems by placing the blame on external circumstances. In other words, we're reluctant to take a good hard look at ourselves. But we have no problem forcing other people to do it. As the old wisecrack goes, hey, take my advice, I'm not using it. Behavioral psychologist Dan O'Reilly says it's really simply a matter of perspective. It's hard to be your own advisor because you're too close to your own problems, and so your emotions are more likely to cloud your judgment. We become distracted by our own thoughts and feelings about our issue. We take a lot of irrelevant factors into account, all of which stops us from looking at it rationally. But when we help someone else with their problems, we have less emotional investment in it than they do. When we are external to the problem, we can look at it much more objectively. So this morning, take a problem that you're grappling with, a situation in your life that you're frustrated with. Write it down. Now, I want you to assign the problem to somebody else. Pick a friend of yours and imagine that they were coming to you with this problem and asking for your advice. Write down the objective, the outsider's perspective advice that you would have for them. I think you'll be surprised at the brilliant advice that you will give. Now for the hard part. Follow your own brilliant advice. Here's one for your notes this morning. Are you ready? The best way to succeed in this world is to act on the advice that you give others. You see, that's good advice.